Good evening, YouTube, and welcome to another edition of Paisano's Music and Vinyl Talk. I am your host, Paisano. Tonight, we're going to talk about one of my favorite bands, Black Sabbath. Certainly one of the greatest hard rock / heavy metal bands of all time, featuring the great Ozzy Osbourne on vocals. I mean, who doesn't love Ozzy? I mean, outside of Freddie Mercury, I can't think of a lead singer that could get a crowd going like Ozzy. He could immediately get a crowd on his side and stay there. Tony Iommi the lead guitarist came up with more heavy riffs than just about anybody, and I mean the heaviest of heavy riffs from the 70s, no doubt. The great Geezer Butler on bass and Bill Ward on drums. What a band. Sensational band from top to bottom. And this is their 1975 release, their 6th studio album, Sabotage. A real good one. Not my favorite Black Sabbath album. My favorite Black Sabbath album will be featured down the road. And this was nearing the end of the Ozzy era. They had 2 more studio albums after this one before Ronnie James Dio took over lead vocal duties. And, you know, this was done during a legal fight with a former manager. And it was done with a lot of tension in the studio, from what I understand. And it got reflected in some of these songs. Some of these are pretty heavy songs. Not a real consistent Black Sabbath album. I can think of more consistent Black Sabbath albums. This one was kind of up and down for me. And I think it suffers from poor production. I think this record could have sounded a lot better. Tony Iommi and Black Sabbath produced this record on their own with some help from with Mike Butcher, who I'm not that familiar with. I'd have to look him up. But I don't know if I just got a bad copy, because this is obviously a reissue from 1975. I bought this in the mid-'80s. Most likely at Quincy Records in Quincy, Massachusetts. But like I said, I don't know if I got a bad pressing of it. But this album, I think, could have sounded better than it did. It would have benefited from better production in my book. And it's probably the worst produced Black Sabbath record that I've heard. Like I said, I don't know if I just got if this was a bad pressing, bad reissue pressing. I don't know if you would like to comment and tell me if you have any similar thoughts to this, or if you have something that sounds better. I would imagine it would improve with some remastered releases from original tapes. I mean, it could only help, in my opinion. Let's go over the track listing. We start off with Hole in the Sky, solid Black Sabbath song. Then you have a brief acoustic instrumental with Don't Start / Too Late. And then, Symptom of the Universe just takes over from that. That Symptom of the Universe, one of my favorite Black Sabbath songs. Crushing guitar, just crushing intro. Ozzy singing his ass off. What a singer he was. Megalomania finishes off side 1. Side 2 leads off with the thrill of it all. Superzar, Am I Going Insane? That's another Sabbath classic, and finishes up with The Writ. Very interesting cover. The boys posing in front of a mirror, and the reverse side is the back of them in the mirror. Very clever cover. Let's take a look at the vinyl. This was released on Warner Brothers back in 1975, like I said. Here is a shot of the vinyl, side one. Alright, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. If you're enjoying our discussions, I'd appreciate a like. And I tell you what I'd appreciate more is a subscription. Please subscribe. Paisano would appreciate it mucho. What will Paisano dig up next week? Tune in, find out. Have yourselves a good night, YouTube land. Bye for now.